The Banger Cruise.
These boys seem quite helpful. After all, we met them driving to a car show in Dublin, and they were keen enough to tell us all about the modified car scene. Good build-off candidates, I think.
I'm Rocco, I'm from Bangor. I'm the owner of bangercruise.co.uk and I've been deemed the project manager. We've picked a 1996 Vauxhall Tigra. A lot of people will see it as a Corsa in a skirt. We've decided to go with ours in a Cali style, which is bright paint, bright wheels, very classic. What we're doing to the Tigra is we're converting it into a pickup. It will, as far as I know, be the only one in the United Kingdom. There's a few in Europe, but I've never seen it done before. And we thought that was a real good idea.
I'm Stephen Dobbin, I'm from Newton Ards and I paint cars, unfortunately. I've done it for 6 years now. Right, this is the car we're doing. As you can see here, there's rust and you can even see that's flaking off. That's going to be a big problem for me. Hopefully when I grind that down, it's not going to go into holes, or hopefully not into holes because it's a whole lot of work. But then look down here, I looked around it earlier and it's really bad, and I've actually had a screwdriver and as you can see it goes straight into it.
Project manager really just sits down, does the plan, works out what the deadline is and keeps everyone on track, hopefully. We'll soon find out.
My name's Stuart Martin, I'm from the Donald and I'm a mechanical engineer. I think I'm officially the part-timer of the group. I'm here hopefully just to lend a hand as best I can because I'm not going to be here too often. The car, it's reasonably readily available. It's a nice shape to work on. Parts are cheap. It's a really nice blank canvas. I think anything we're going to come across in terms of problems will be mechanically. The engine has seen better days. While it is running, it is a bit tired.
My name's Ryan McNamee. I work for a property developer doing computer design. The trouble with doing any kind of car for the show scene is trying to do something different, which is why the Tigra stood out. Just a small sports coupe. I reckon we can do plenty to it.
My name's Chris Patterson, I'm 16 and I'm from Newton Ards. Just prepare cars for Stephen the paint. Hard work, so it is, but it's interesting and it's lots of fun.
My name's Jamie Ferguson. I live in Newton Ards, just 5 miles down the road, and I'm a company director in my own company. We've got ourselves the Tigra, and basically it was a cheap car and we wanted to pick something that hasn't really been done too much, so we know we're going to just clean it up and sort of try and make it very different and individual as opposed to anything else that's going about at the minute, so it should be a good project.
Tempting to take this door car. Well, I'm trying to get these seats out, but we're trying to fight over tools at the minute. So.
My name's Jim, I'm a civil servant. I live in Donegal, which is only a few miles down the road. And I'm into cars. It used to be that car came first and any spare money that I had would be spent on the car. But these days I have to give it second place to the wife and kids.
Well, my wife and I have been together since I was 17, so she's kind of grown up with it as well, so she's completely used to it and understands the sort of culture of it, I suppose, because it is a way of life. And my oldest daughter, she's 19 months and she's starting to love getting into daddy's car and hates it when I go out without her, so I had a crying match this morning coming down here.
Next week, the boys rub their fingers to the bone as the paintwork gets taken back to the metal. This is one of the teams, Bangor Crews. They're modifying a Vauxhall Tigra. They've stripped the car completely and are now sanding it back to bare metal.
My name's Lee McRae. I'm from Bangor. I'm 21, and at the moment I work for insurance brokers.
Looks like a sign saying keep hands off.
My official role is the fixer, to try and blag as much as I can for as little as possible.
It's now 5 weeks into the 4-month challenge, and there's been an exciting arrival.
Well, our wheels have arrived. They came from the States originally. I traced them through a load of forums, finally found the guy, offered money, and here they are. As far as I know, they're the only set in Northern Ireland of 100 bar wheels.
The lads have decided on an ambitious plan to turn the Tigra into a Californian-style pickup truck. They have to rebuild the wheel arches to fit Rocco's new wheels.
Well, the wheel arches are cut here for, as you'll see, the wheels will stick out past the arch. So we're going to have to make the arches for the wheels. Basically, I've already cut the slices to make it wider. Just basically pull them out. So take the width of the wheels.
While Stephen widens the arches, Ryan is putting his design skills to the test with the structure of the pickup.
The idea is that we've made this cardboard template, which we're going to take away and get a sheet of metal cut to the same size, which then will be welded in, and that'll form the back wall, the pickup, essentially.
A week later, and while they still manage to laugh, it begins to dawn on them how much work there is to do.
I would say it'll be a lot of weeks yet. Still a lot of work to go on with the rear arches.
We're not using fiberglass, we're using like fleece material. And then we can take up the shape that we need it. And then once we put this over the top of it, it goes hard. Then you rub it down with sandpaper because it's hard. And then put another layer and just keep building the layers up until eventually we've got a good base for the isopolymer filter to go over the top of. And then eventually we flatten like the arches and paint it. It's very exciting stuff. It's like Blue Peter. I should have made one earlier and then I could have showed it to you. There you go, sir. Drink up.
My job for today is applying the resin onto the felt here in the hope of making our beautiful walls for the side of the pickup. Well, this is helping to give us the shape of the walls. The idea is that the resin gets layered on and flattened down until we eventually get the curved shape we want. There's an awful lot of work involved in this and getting it perfect. That's why the first layer. It's the very, very early stages.
The Tigra is housed at Stephen's body shop. He's the only pro on the team. The rest, like Jim, are learning as they go.
It's obviously something I'd never get to do during a normal day because I work in an office, but it's been brilliant to learn how to do it and have a bit of crack along the way.
There's a wee dent there, so it's going to need filled anyway.
Well, we're trying to make sure that the door's straight, sanding it. As we sand any of these spots that stay, will show us where there's dents or parts that need to be filled in. It should be a very special car, something to be proud of.
Next week, boredom sets in.
As you can see, I'm really enthusiastic.
Bangor Crews are modifying a Vauxhall Tigra into a surf-style pickup truck. So far, the car's been stripped, the wheels have arrived, the arches are being flared, and the pickup section of the rear has been designed. They're 2 months into the 4-month timescale, and they are still rubbing down.
My only problem is my hair is absorbing all this dust like a great big sponge.
Because they've removed the entire back section of the Tigra, they need to weld a metal plate to form the cab section.
We could use this private time to make fun of Lee.
Weapon of mass distraction. He's mostly the reason why most of us stand around doing nothing.
There's still plenty of time to mess around, although Rocco does look tired.
To infinity and beyond. Come on, reach.
So far, we're on schedule, even though there's not that much long to go before it has to be officially finished. But we've decided pretty much the whole car's in everybody's heads what way they're going to look like. Not sure if it's going to be exactly the same as everybody else's, but it is definitely getting to the same stage where I think we're all on the same page.
As the shape of the boot emerges, the lads enlist the help of welder Peter to fit the metal divider.
I'm about to cut this into slices so it'll bend down onto the metal. So young Peter over there can weld it. Whoa! Diddly-dee. Of course we'll win.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
We have the ambassador of style.
As the Tigra transforms, team leader Rocco comes up with a new name for it.
this is the California style number plate that we got printed on. Caligra, as you can see, because it's a Cali style Tigra. And it's quite close to Vauxhall Calibre. It's a lot smaller than the normal size number plate. So what we've had to do is take a mould of this bit here, of the normal black bumper. What we're going to do is just slide that over.
Meanwhile, Lee heads off to Ballymena to a supplier who's agreed to help them with the interior trim.
We're in Ballymena to see about getting a retrim done on the seats for the car. We decided that as we go down for the nice sort of clean line look, we decided we weren't going to put any sort of aftermarket seats in as opposed to just retrimming the original seats that are there.
Yep. Give me an idea of what you're trying to create here, obviously, and recovering it in leather.
Right. Basically, the look of the car for a start is going for the California look.
Okay.
So we're up here to see Gilbert. We're going to negotiate some sort of price to do the full retrim of we're going to do the seats, the door cards, the sub box that we're going to put the sounds into, and we're also going to do the dashboard as well.
What we'd do is maybe go down the cream leather and maybe use red stitching.
Nicely blends it all together.
Congratulations.
Next week, they pick a colour, but keep on sanding. Bangor Crews are modifying a Vauxhall Tigra. They've decided to go for broke and customise the car into a Californian-style pickup truck. They've been working on the Tigra for 14 weeks, and there's only 10 days to go before the show. Team leader Rocco is feeling the pace.
We're running out of time!
We've got the panic stage before, but we've never actually got beyond the panic stage. So we don't know what comes after panic.
We're not panicked. We're good.
Well, I was panicking a couple of weeks ago and had a bit of a stress out.
Yeah, he's been doing that quite a lot.
No more panic anymore. Now we've got 10 days. It's dead easy. You could win a war in 10 days.
I'm not being funny or anything, but have you seen the state of that car? I'd be panicking.
We work better under pressure. Deadlines, just some of the people don't realise that. But they will come next week when it's the final countdown.
Just drill it in.
They are still making bits to fill in holes. I'm feeling stressed for them. To complete the surfer look, they decided to modify a windsurfer into a surfboard for the top of the car. But even that needs sanding.
I arrive down here every night to sand this bugger. Pretty much 4 months of sanding, yeah. I don't want to sand anymore.
But after sanding comes painting.
Right, cream at the edges.
Cream.
Gold stripe, red in the middle. Cream.
No. Gold stripe.
Gold
cream.
Decision made, and the surfboard goes in for painting.
This part has been probably the worst for trying to get it.
Ryan's idea.
My idea has been probably the worst because of trying to get it perfect. So it has. We have someone suggested a week or so ago was like, could we not have just put some wood down and bent it to shape? Which, looking back, may have been a good idea.
There's been minimal arguments, a few lies, yes indeed. A few heated discussions about ideas, which way we were going to go with things, but time's running out, so we've grouped together now, we know what we'll have to do, but there's going to be a few 24 or 48 hour sessions.
The boys needed to work out what to put on the floor of the pickup. Lee got some decking from a boat builder.
It's going to be laid in with this against the flat edge of the metal, and the only real curve we need to cut is down the bottom.
With some late nights and long hours, the boys keep themselves going with the food of kings.
Fried chicken, mainly, and chips and Red Bull and cigarettes. It was essentially the stable diet of any modifier.
More chips.
Complex carbohydrates, proteins, and plenty of vitamins.
And the Vauxhall Tigra is nearly ready for priming.